my channel. We're back and better than before. Today we got the homie Queen E here. We about to do a story time. Guys, when I tell y'all this story, it's crazy. Without further ado. Oh, and I'll have her info, her YouTube channel info.
I mean, hopefully I'll be active by the time she tags in it.
Where do we even start?
Okay, no, we can start with like, we planned to go on this trip like literally 7 months ago. We did the math.
Yep,
it was
in
7
March.
months ago. And we were like, yo, like if any obstacle comes in our way, it doesn't matter. We are going, right? So beginning of August, we bought the tickets. End of August-ish, we bought the flight tickets. So it was like, whatever cost we have, it does not matter. We're going.
Hey, we didn't tell them what the event was.
Oh, true.
My bad. So we were planning on going to go see Beyonce and Jay-Z on the Run Tour 2, right?
Yeah. So we were like, okay, the time has come. We're ready to go.
And we had floor tickets, my G. Like we were sitting on the floor, okay? Like I was seeing her hair flowing. I was seeing Jay-Z's fro and his curls were popping.
You sure was.
Like
we hit up our friend Ben. He just moved to BC, and he was like, "Yeah, sure, I can house you guys." We're like, "Perfect." We hung out with another friend, Sabby. She actually lives in Vancouver.
The night before, we're planning out like how we're gonna get back, you know, and we're like talking to Ben about like the transit and stuff, and we're like, okay, so plan A, we take the transit to the concert, and then we take the transit back. Plan B, we'll take the SkyTrain to the last stop, the last station. We'll call Ben from that station or take a cab or whatever, right?
It sounds simple,
right?
It sounds like, oh, easy,
and it was. Up until we had our issues.
So Beyonce, you know, Beyonce, if you see this, we love,
girl, we had shirts for you, girl. We had sweatshirts for you, girl.
I mean, we had to do a little bootleg, but just know that the love was there.
Honestly, girl, we came all the way from Alberta to see you, girl. Let's also say our phones were off for the day so we could save battery.
So Alice charged her phone like before we went to bed. So I charged mine in the morning. So she was at 100. I was at 90.
Yeah, you were at 93.
So she completely turned it off. And I turned it on like, I don't think I turned on airplane mode yet. What was it? I was on like power save, everything saved, you know? So we're like literally we went with Ben to his school.
Yeah, to his school.
And our phones were off. We link up with Sabrina. She comes picks us up. You know, we're hanging out at the mall or whatever. And even then, like we use our phone like here and there, but like minuscule activity.
The only time I turned on my phone was to take a picture of my ticket so I would have it ready when I got to the door. And then when I got my ticket, I turned my phone off.
No, seriously. Like I turned my phone on for that and just to know when Sabrina was around. Literally, guys, that was it. Okay? Fine. So that was it. You know the prelude, right? We get to the concert, you know, it starts a little bit late, but it's okay. Our phones are still off, you know we're still chilling. And then,
oh wait, at that point I did have my phone on to snap where we were walking. Cause let me tell y'all something about these floor seats, okay? These people had me walking down a hallway, a concrete hallway. Like, you know how like they be showing you the backstage and people are walking through these walls and you're like, oh my god, I was walking
it actually felt legit.
Like we were walking down like a ramp.
Yeah.
And like it was a 2-level ramp. I was like, oh my gosh, we got floor seats.
And then they were like, okay, here are your wristbands. Come this way. It felt like we had
there's a bathroom here like, if you need it. You don't have to go back to the top.
We didn't have to go back to the top, yo. And it was like, okay, here you go. And like we would hit this person, they'd say, oh no, you're further up. Go to this person. We're like,
oh. And at this point, I'm legit snapping. Like, oh my gosh, you're still walking.
She's like, Eulaine, stop walking. And I'm like, oh my gosh. I'm like, Alex, our seats are further up. Like, what do you mean stop walking?
We even had to walk past a curtain to get to our seats. I was like,
yo, we felt nice.
Girl.
We felt nice, okay? So, you know, we're there, we're sitting, you know, it's taking a little bit beyond anything for Beyonce, you know? And then Chloe and Halle come out, they do the little set, right? And then there's probably like, what, an hour?
Yeah, there was an hour break
between the two of them. And then here comes Queen B.
During this hour break, my phone is now...
Oh yeah, it was at 40%.
And
then she was like, okay, it's at 40, let me turn it off.
how about the next time my phone, actually no, I was gonna turn it off and then it turned off on its own. Because remember, I was like, my phone just died. I don't understand. I was at 40%. So it turned off on its own. So now the next time I turn it on, why does my battery, my disrespectful battery, say 10%? 10%.
10%.
My G. 10%. Apple, look me in the eye and tell me that you're not finessing people of their money.
Girl, you might want to get a sponsorship later on from Apple. So
No, I want one from Nike.
You're right.
Once Nike sponsor me, what Apple gonna do?
I think I'm at like 43, something like that. I'm still kind of good, and my battery, if it's on power save, it'll last a really long time. So I'm like, you know what? We can get all our videos and it'll be blessed. So Beyonce comes on. I literally am recording from beginning to end, and I saw my phone get to around 20%. It wasn't under, but it was definitely in the 20s, and I was like, perfect. Let me turn it off.
So now me at my 10%, so I wasn't even recording everything, but like I was recording things that I was like, oh my gosh, she's killing it. Like, oh my gosh, like they're right there. I gotta get them. So my phone went from 10% to 8. And then I saw it get to like 5%.
It just went
shoot at 5%.
It was tired.
Let's take a moment of silence for my battery. Run me my money, Apple.
So concert ends, you know, it's great. My phone is off. It's in my back pocket. We are blessed.
Mind you, her phone is at 20% at this point. Like, we're like thinking, yo, we're Gucci.
So we meet up with my friend Jessica, and we were all staying in Langley, BC. And I was like, well, let's just all go home together. It makes sense, right? So we go on the train.
So her friend Jessica gets off the stop before us.
Yeah.
And she's planning on taking a cab to her hotel. So now we get off at Surrey and we have one more city to go, and we're in the town where we need to be. And at this point we realize, yo, the train is about to stop working, so we need to call Ben, right?
Yeah. So here we are at King George Station, which is in Surrey, the very last train stop possible. So either way, we'll either have to take a bus or a cab. So we're like, easy money. I got 20%. Why do I go like
nothing?
Hey,
not a thing. Mind you, did I mention we were from Alberta? Because I think that's key.
And if you're not from Canada, like, we're in a whole different, it would be the equivalent of living in a different state.
Yep.
So you're not used to
the system,
exactly,
and how to live life, like how to get home.
At least if we were in Alberta, yo, I'm telling you, I could have found us home in 30 minutes.
But not even that. How about they don't have Uber?
The whole province does not have Uber.
I'm still looking for the good sense of why we don't have Uber in BC. I'm confused. So now we're in King George. We're sitting at a bus station because we're thinking we need to go catch a bus. Then we realize buses ain't running.
No.
Yeah.
Girl, we're gonna get there.
Oh my gosh, guys.
Wait, we're gonna get there. Okay, so I'm like, okay, maybe my phone, you know, phones get fatigued. They just turn off, but they still have like a little bit of juice, right? So I actually turn on my phone. So I'm here holding the power button and I turn it on and I'm like, oh, 10%. But we know that this last 10% is like our very last 10%. So let's use it wisely. Exactly. So we're here contemplating between, should we call Ben and get the number? And stupid me, I don't even know why I don't have Ben's number. Ben and I, we don't have each other's number. So it was like, turn on my data and use Messenger to get in contact with him, or call Jessica and see if we can get to her place, and at least from there we can charge Alex's phone
to call Ben.
So at first I turn on my data and I kid you not, I see my phone go from 10 to 9. So I'm like, this is going down quick. So I literally press call Ben and I see go from 9 to 8. So I'm like, delete, turn off data because we only got 8% left. And then we're like, okay, you know what? Let's just call Jessica and try to go to where she is because she's in Langley as well. At least she'll be close enough in the vicinity where like we could either walk or something. At least it's more of a viable option for us, right? So before I call, I tell Alex the number just in case my phone dies and we need to call her somewhere else, right? So I'm telling Alex, blah, 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 blah. This is the phone number, right? And she remembers it. Cool, cool, cool. Guys, as I'm calling, my phone goes 7, 6, 5.
So we find the bus stop and Eulaine goes to check the times on the bus stop and stuff to see when it's coming. And then I went to go ask the cab like if he could take us.
Yeah.
And by take us, like we mentioned, we didn't have the address, but the night before when we came in, Ben took us to Chipotle.
Oh my gosh, Chipotle is
And from Chipotle, it legit took 2 seconds to get to Ben's house. So we're thinking, bro, we could just tell the cab, take us to the Chipotle in Langley. By this point, it's like 1 o'clock in the morning because we've been walking around for a couple minutes, and then the ride to the Chipotle in Langley was like 15 to 20 minutes. So by this point, it's 1 o'clock in the morning. So he takes us to the Chipotle. So now we're both like, yo.
Oh my god. No.
Yo,
I'm telling you, no. I'm telling you, if my spatial skills are on point, like I can go to a place one time.
Oh,
I can
guys, we're done. Sorry, go ahead.
I can go somewhere one time and know my way back. I swear to you, I know.
No, she's good at that. She really is. Like, it'll be nighttime and you take her somewhere and she'll remember.
I know how to, like, my spatial skills are on point. So we're like, she has like a general whatever. I'm certain at this point on how we get back from Chipotle. And literally Ben was like, oh yeah, people were telling me that it's like a 5-minute walk or whatever from my house to this mall. So we're like,
bless.
It's only gonna take us like 5 minutes.
Like, we'll be there in no time. We'll be at Ben's house. So we start walking. So we exit out of the Chipotle. The one thing I knew for sure is we took a right.
Yeah. That's all she knew. All she knew was we exit the complex. So I was like, it's okay, Alex. I got you. Because I know when we turn from the mall, okay? This is the part that you have to remember. From the mall, you take a left and there's like a converging lane from oncoming traffic. Then you take a right and literally you go up the hill and Ben's house is on the left. For a fact. So here we are, walking. I don't see this like conjoining lane. So we're like, oh, it might be the next light. Oh, the next light just turned into more stores. So we're like,
it's not it.
Oh, maybe it's the next one. Yeah.
So
the next one. We walk. There is no next one.
Like, legit, it just turned into an industrial area, and we were like,
true.
Say word.
True. So we're like, well, I'm sorry, I still have pride. So I'm like, no, let's keep going straight. And I was like, Eulaine,
listen,
let's just turn back. So then literally like in a split second, I just turn around and start walking the other way. Cause
I didn't even notice she turned around, bro. I just felt like somebody wasn't behind me anymore. And I was like, oh,
because in my head, I'm like, if I think about it, my pride's gonna get a hold of me and I'm just gonna keep going straight. So let me just turn around right now and just walk backwards. And then I look back, I'm like, is she coming? Is she coming?
Eventually I caught up.
Is she coming? And then she came. Like, we just keep on walking and we keep seeing nothing familiar. Nothing. So then Alex is like, you know what, let's go ask the lady at Safeway.
Listen, at this point in the night, like now it's probably like 1:30.
Yeah.
Let me mention that at first I'm like, yo, this is a joke, and I'm dying laughing.
I was pissed.
laughing. Like to me this was a big joke, okay?
I was pissed.
And Eulaine is cheesed
I was pissed.
that we still have it on the place, okay?
Pissed. Like, I was
So
mad.
now we go to the Safeway thing or whatever.
We weren't even asking her to take us anywhere. We were just asking for a charger.
iPhone charger. Like,
She was like, ask one of the cab drivers
yeah,
that pass by if they have an
iPhone charger.
iPhone charger.
And we're like, we haven't seen a cab driver since
Since Surrey.
we're walking.
Yo, I was here like, this is hilarious.
And at this point, I'm like, yo, this is not funny no more. Like, I'm over this. So now, we found this Fitness for Life open 24 hours a day. So we go in, and the way it's set up is like there's 2 points of entry. So the first point, you walk into this little square thing, and you have to have the card to open the second door, right? So obviously we don't got the card. So we're knocking on the window, trying to ask the guy, like, there's these 2 guys in there, and we're like, do you guys have chargers, the iPhone chargers? And they're like, no, we don't. And then he's like, there's a 7-Eleven nearby. You could go there and buy a charger or whatever. Me and Eulaine are like, we're cold. We're tired. At this point, it's like 2 o'clock in the morning, I'm sure. We're cold. We're tired. We sit in that little square lobby thing, and we're on the floor of this gym place. I'm falling asleep, and Eulaine is shivering her life away.
Mind you, this whole time, like, I hadn't been shivering. But I think, like, it just realized, like, it hit me that, yo, we're cold.
Yeah.
And we're lost. Like,
and this whole time too, we hadn't prayed, right? So as we're walking to the gym, Eulaine is like, why haven't we prayed? Like, we haven't prayed. And still you'd think we'd stop and seriously pray.
Bruh.
These 2 dummies are out here just walking.
in my head, I think God looks at you and he's like, oh, you think you're gonna do this by yourself?
That's nice.
Cool.
That's cute.
Go try. And then we start praying in our own heads. I didn't know she was praying, and I was praying too, like, in my head, but like it was honestly out of guilt.
Yeah, it was like, Jesus, I'm so sorry. Like, my
it was
bad,
like,
like,
yo, God, I know I messed up, but like, please, like, this one time.
It wasn't even like I'm believing that God is gonna find a way.
Exactly.
It's just like trying to cover my bases. Like, yo, God, don't be mad at me now.
You know what I want. Don't act like you don't know what I want. You know what I want.
So then we get to the Fit for Less. And as I'm falling asleep on the floor and Eulaine is shivering next to me, I'm like, Jesus, honestly, this is not funny anymore.
No.
And we need to get home.
Yes.
So you need to get us home.
Yes.
And I know you can get us home. So I don't know how you're going to make it happen. I don't know when you're going to make it happen. I just know it's up to you now.
That's
you
it.
got to figure
It's up
it out.
to you, Jesus.
And then I fall asleep. I woke up because this dude comes back to the window and he's like, yeah, the 7-Eleven is like 15 minutes away from here. So as I'm standing, I go and look out the window, and I see a cop car. So
Good old law enforcement. Oh my God.
I vote the popo, the police. I'm thinking in my head, oh, thank you, Jesus. The police can help us.
Honestly,
He's in his car, and I go to him, and I'm like, sir, my friend and I went to the Beyonce concert. We're from Alberta. We didn't realize the transit would stop working. Our phones died. We're staying with our friend, but we don't have any way of contacting him because our phones are dead. I was just wondering if there was any way you might have a charger. And he's like, no, he doesn't have one. And I'm like, do you know where I could get one or something or whatever? And he's like, the McDonald's and the A&W are 24 hours. So you could go there and ask if one of the workers has one. You know, in kindergarten, they teach you if you're lost.
not even in kindergarten. Before you hit kindergarten, your parents tell you
if you
this.
need any help, you can go to the police officer and the police officer will help you. So I asked the police officer if he could drive us to the McDonald's or A&W that he's talking about, okay? Before I even finish my sentence, this police officer is like, nope. Not even no. Not even, I'm sorry, I can't. Not even, it's against the rules, I'm not allowed. Nope.
With a PE, bro.
And then I'm like, oh, okay, all right. And he's like, skirt, skirt.
I don't understand.
At this point, it's 3 o'clock in the morning. Yeah, so he drives off, leaves us there, and I'm like, Eulaine, he said there's an A&W and a McDonald's. We could walk there. But God.
Oh, yo, it
but
pays
God.
to be faithful.
I serve a living savior.
And mind you, okay, although that we're saying this now after the fact, God had to humble us to levels you would not believe.
Yep.
Because here we are thinking like, oh, this is so funny. This is so funny. And it took us being freezing cold, sitting on the floor of a gym. Literally rock bottom.
God
for God to be like,
good.
Now I can work.
God is good.
Oh,
guys, after the police officer disrespects our lives like that, I go back inside, sit on the floor next to Eulaine, and at this point I'm like,
We've
I
given
give
up.
But God!
Jenny, if you're out there and you're listening to this video,
ever see this, bro? We love you.
Jenny from the block, you are an angel.
An
angel. So funny story about Jenny. Jenny has insomnia. So Jenny, she was talking about how like literally she doesn't sleep until 6 a.m. in the morning. So in order to pass the time, she goes to the gym. Aha! We go to the exact gym that Jenny with insomnia happens to go to.
Jenny says when her roommate is in town, her roommate don't play that. Her roommate makes her go to sleep.
Yeah.
But guess whose roommate was out of town? Jenny's roommate.
Yo, I'm telling you.
Yo, Jenny, this is too amazing.
Jenny goes, hey, do you guys like just want to ride to the 7-Eleven? For that alone,
like
we were like, yo, thank you so much.
I was ready to cry. Just because I was so shook at her kindness that she didn't owe to us. So we get in her car.
Oh, Jenny.
2 seconds after we get in her car, we passed the A&W and McDonald's that the police officer couldn't drive us to, but whatever. So then we're driving to the 7-Eleven.
Yo.
And we're driving to the 7-Eleven.
You would think it would be perfect.
And we're driving to the 7-Eleven. And driving. And all of a sudden it's like 15 minutes. My guy said it was 15 minutes away. 15 minutes.
Like walking, it probably would have taken us a good 45. Good 45.
15 minutes.
And then we get to the 7-Eleven.
About to pull open the door.
Oh my God.
And you know what this says? Closed for cleaning. So now Jenny's like, there's another one. I'll drive you to the other one. We get to the other one now, which is even further away. And I buy a charger. And then Jenny's like, wait, I could just take you to my house and you can charge your phone and you don't have to spend that money. So she takes us to her house. I see the beautiful charger that she owns. And I plug my phone in. And my phone turns on.
Yo.
And then we call Ben. And all of Ben's messages are now coming in on my phone.
Yeah.
Because, like, it had been off, right? But he'd been trying to get in contact with us. And he didn't know if he should leave his house, if he should go to King George, if we're in Langley. Like, he didn't know where he was. We call Ben and he's like, where are you guys? Like, I know that you're calling. And I'm like, yo, Ben, honestly, it's a long story. And Ben just wants to hear the story, but I'm like, no, Ben, you don't understand. It's a long story. So, we give the address to Jenny.
Tell me why Jenny puts the address in her GPS and Ben's house is 8 minutes away
from hers. And guess where we drove to get to Ben's house?
Back to that little Chipotle complex, bro. Where we were at like 1 a.m. And now it's like, what, 3:30?
No, it was 4.
And literally, as she's driving, I'm like, oh, then you're gonna take a left. Then you're gonna take a right. And his house is up there on the left. I'm telling you, I was right. It literally takes God to humble you. And for him to be like, oh, you think you're gonna do this on your own?
This is not...
That's cute.
This is not even a story time.
Oh
is
my,
actually
it's a testimony.
Like, you guys don't understand.
Oh my God.
When we were sitting on that gym floor, it was literally like
Rock bottom.
But yo, God is good. Like, when you're going through something, it's really important to put God first. And I think I needed to learn this lesson because my future is so like uncertain right now. Like, what I'm gonna do after university is so uncertain, and I really had to be taught. Jesus had to remind me that like prayer is my number one answer. Like, and even today I was having a conversation with Ben actually and Gloria, and like they were reminding me like, you gotta pray for what you want in life. When you want something, you need to learn to pray first and ask questions later, because prayer changes things. Prayer will shift your circumstances.
Hey, here Ben goes like asking us like what happened or whatever, right? We're driving. Tell me why. I personally feel all the places that we passed,
We're seeing again.
he was like, you guys were in the vicinity. Like, you were so close.
Yep.
And again, it's a testimony of like, you have to put God first.
Because you'll be right around your blessing. But because you're trying to do it on your own, you
Tell
keep missing the blessing.
Tell 'em.
Whereas if you had just prayed from the beginning,
Tell them.
you would have got straight to your blessing just like that.
Listen, like Moses and them, they were supposed to get there way
Before the 40 years.
sooner.
But it also shows you that you're never too far for God to reach down and bless you. God will scoop you from your situation.
Oh, how are we on TV? That part. That part.
Yes. Yo, God will scoop you from the deepest, darkest hole.
Wow.
And get you to your blessing.
Insane.
But yeah, guys, that was our story time / testimony.
That was it.
Of our Beyonce concert after party.
Ew.
Whew. I had to get that off my chest.
Yeah.
But thank you for watching, guys. Stay breezy, stay popping or whatever. Stay lit. Stay in Jesus's arms, please.
You better.
Please.
You better.
Stay praying, please. But yeah, this was great. Don't forget to follow the homie. All her info's gonna be in here somewhere.
I mean, you're not gonna come to anything fantastic, but just support your girl, okay?
No.
Just support.
It's coming. Deuces.
Bye.